Well, this next song has a little introduction because it's basically written, a lot of it, about us five up here. And so this is how it starts. Lindsey Buckingham grew up in San Francisco, went to school in the same place, had all the same friends. I, however, my family was transferred all over the United States. So in 1965, I was a senior and he was a junior, and my family got transferred up to San Francisco. So I met him one night, and it was at a party, something, and he was sitting on a chair playing a song, and I uninvitedly walked myself up there and joined in, sang a song with him. It's what I do, and then left, and then I never saw him again. And so at the end of my second year of college, I get a call from a guy named Bob. I wish Bob was here to hear this. He would love this. So Bob calls me, and I don't know who Bob is. And Bob says, well, I'm in a great band with some guys, and he names off some names and I don't know who these people are. So I'm like, well, what kind of band is it? And he said, well, Stevie, it's a rock and roll band. This is San Francisco, 1968. It's the time, the Mecca. It's when all the musicians and artists and cool people in the world are all here right now. That's what kind of band it is. And I'm like, I'm in. So I find out that 2 days ago I'm going to practice, and Lindsey lives right down the street from me. Unbeknownst to me, I've been living there for 2 years. And we have practice at his house 4 days a week, and then we play 2 days a week. So this is a big deal, and I'm going to college. They're not. They don't care that I'm going to college. So we're doing really well, and we are starting to open a lot of really big shows. So we opened for Jimi Hendrix, 75,000 people. We opened for Janis Joplin several times at Stafford Cross Amphitheater, 30,000 at least. We opened for Santana the week before the movie Woodstock came out in Carmel, Monterey. We opened for Creedence Clearwater in Lodi, and actually got stuck in Lodi because our car broke down. And that is only 4 of all the many, many bands that we opened for. So while we were doing this, I heard this rumor that there was a store in downtown San Francisco called the Velvet Underground. And this was the store where all the famous rock and roll women went and bought their clothes. So I thought, I'm saving my money, and I'm going up there. So I buzz up there in my candy apple red convertible 5-speed Spider Monza, and I find this store. And I walk into the Velvet Underground, and it's a little tiny store, and it has beautiful things everywhere, and I know that, because I'm practical, I know there's really nothing in there but maybe a thread that I can even possibly afford. But I am standing on a hand-painted wood floor that's about as big as this spotlight, and I'm pretty sure that Janis Joplin has stood right where I'm standing, or Grace Slick, or other famous girls, and I'm standing there where they stood. And I had like a premonition, and I really, in my heart, I felt something coming, and I knew that it was going to be big. And obviously, this is what it was. It was John, Chris, Mick, and Lindsey. It was Fleetwood Mac. So I felt it that day. When I left the Velvet Underground, I was a different woman. I really was. Got in my car, drove back, got ready for practice, and realized that something magnificent was at the end of this road. And so the reason I'm telling you this is because everybody has their Velvet Underground moment. And when you have it, don't walk away from it. Always reach out into the stars and take it, and don't let anybody get in your way, because you will be so sorry later. You will regret it, because life is short. And then on the other side of that, life is long. So you need to be doing something that you love. So never let anybody tell you that you shouldn't do what you love, what you want. You go to the Velvet Underground and stay there, live there, and do what is good for your soul. So I'm back to the Velvet Underground, back to the floor that I loved, back to a room with some lace and some paper flowers, back to the gypsy that I was.